Hi, Kevin here from Hard Luck Lodge. Going to be doing some product reviews today. Just playing around with the tripod here a bit, get everything set up. So, it's one of those days. It's Saturday, it's the beginning of December, it's I think the 3rd, 4th, whatever it is. I didn't look at the calendar today. It's one of those days where try to get something done, nothing goes right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a rant today. So, want to get down to the shop here and do some stuff. Can't get it done. Trying to run around, trying to do some stuff around the, running around to get Christmas stuff done. You can't get anywhere in the malls. I've just had enough. So I said, screw it. I'm coming down to the shop. I'm going to make a video. Maybe make a couple. As far as Christmas goes, I'm done even trying to shop. From now on, shopping is being done on Amazon or eBay or one of those places, or nobody's getting anything because it's just crazy here in Oshawa. Up here in Canada is probably the same as it is down there in the States. It's a whole lot of headache. Just trying to get into the mall, let alone try to get anything. It's one of those deals. So it is what it is. I'm just, I'm done. So the other problem I'm going to rant about before I get into product reviews is I want to get a few basic things. I need a new blade for my bow saw. If you don't know what a bow saw is, it's a metal frame, right? It's like if you're into bushcraft, you'll know, but for people who are in the city who don't do anything involved with that kind of tools, it's a shape like this. It comes up, goes around, comes down. It's a metal frame. And then it just has a rough cut wood blade. So I have an older one my dad bought years ago. They're great. They're honestly one of the best tools you could ever own, and they're not that expensive to pick up. You can get a decent one, and you know where to go to get it. So, forgive me for a minute. My t-shirt's riding up inside my work shirt. So, I tried all the usual big box stores up here in Canada. Canadian Tire, forget it. Can't even find the blades. Asked the two ladies in the two different departments where I was sent. They don't even know what a bow saw is. At that point, okay, forget it. We're going to try somewhere else. So up here, we have a version of what the United States has. The Americans have Harbor Freight. We have Princess Auto. So I go there. They do have some. They have 10-inch. They have 21-inch. Of course, mine is larger because mine is an actual tool. It's not something you just throw in the trunk of your car for cutting a sapling at, cutting down a little Christmas tree at Christmas time. I do a lot of stuff up in the woods. We have some property up north. Like to go up there and I do a bit of logging and things like that, and milling and so on and so forth. So can I find one? No. So then I go to the biggest waste of time store I've ever been to. No, believe it or not, it's not Walmart. I did check at Walmart. They didn't have any, but at least they knew they didn't have any. So I go to Home Depot. Can I find it? No, I can't find it. You know I can't find it. So I ask 6 different people that work at Home Depot. They all send me to the same part. Down to the end, seasonal, there's an aisle marked chainsaws. Not a single chainsaw, bow saw, axe, anything in it. You can't get picks, axes, chainsaws. You can't get anything in this department. But what they do have is a whole bunch of last year's lawnmowers stacked up high on the shelf, and then below those a whole bunch of Christmas decorations. So, okay, waste of time. Drive over to Lowe's. Go into the local Lowe's. Go talk to the gentleman. They have up to 21-inch, nothing bigger. Okay, what about an axe handle? I need an axe handle. I've been to Princess Auto. Princess Auto's pretty good. They have axe handles, sledgehammer handles, hammer handles, things like that. American-made, USA quality hickory. Not the best quality of handles. Not that the manufacturer, well, I guess the manufacturer would be partially to blame. Part of the problem is anybody who knows anything about axe handles, hammer handles, things like that, you're looking for 2 things with a hickory handle. You're looking for the grain to be vertical in the handle, and you don't want the dark colored wood, which is the heartwood. You want the sapwood. Reason for this is it's stronger. The problem with all the handles I am finding, they're either too big, 30 and 36-inch long, large felling axe handles. I need something shorter. I'm in the 19 to 22-inch range for a small bush felling axe. Let me show you. This is it here. It's not very big. Back up so you can see it. You'll see some dark stains on it, but you can see it's coming apart. Now, you can accuse me of a lot of things, of being careless or whatever. This is an old axe that has been left somehow in my father's old shed for years. It's a true temper. It's a fairly good quality. I've checked it out. It's not one of the Brazilian true tempers. Let me double check here. It's a true temper, Black Prince, Welland Vale. It's not the Brazilian ones. It's not the garbage steel ones. Now, upon cleaning things out after my father passed, going through these things, found the axe, very loose head. Okay, that happens. The handle looked to be in pretty decent condition. So I watched some videos. Cody from Wrangler Star has some amazing videos. If you want to get into axes, you want to get into anything like that, you want to know about it, go check them out. So I watched a few videos, pulled out the wedges, so on and so forth. Looked at the handle, it's in pretty good condition. Right around where that damage is, there was a bit of a split, just like tiny. Well, I guess not that tiny, but there was a little bit of a crack in it, right up in here. It's not the best camera. I'm working with my iPhone. Again, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of money right now to buy any camera, so that's what I'm working with. So putting it back together, my friend and I put it back together, rehung it, cleaned it up, linseed oil, did everything the way you're supposed to. We looked at it and it was one of those things, hey, it might hold up, it might not, we'll have to take a chance. So for the most part, since I hung it, which was about 6.5 months ago, it's done pretty good. I've been up into the bush a few times using it. Limbing out a tree or going through something small like a sapling is not bad. Even splitting up to about a 6-inch round, pretty good. Once I got over that, because you're doing multiple strikes, and it's what I call a trapper's axe or a small forest axe. It's not something you're going to go out and do a lot of woodsman stuff with. But I was using it a week and a half ago up at it'd be a week ago up at the property. We went up for the day, have a fire, do some work on the camping trailer, that type of thing. So, I was working with some Doug fir, fairly large. I knew it was a chance. It was already kind of creaking and groaning the last time I used it. So I knew there was a chance it could split out. And sure enough, it popped. So at that point, it's cracked. There's nothing you can do. It's still solid. I mean, I could still take that out and drop saplings. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to take a knife blade later and shave it down and smooth it out just so you don't get splinters. And it'll keep going for probably the rest of the winter. That doesn't mean I want to leave it like that. I'd like to do it right. I want to put a new handle on it. But I can't find one. Like literally, Canadian Tire, they had a couple of hickory axe handles, not of good quality, nothing even close to the right size. They only had 2. Half of it heartwood, half of it sapwood, horizontal grain. And what I'm talking about is in the end, when you look in here in the end, you'll see the grain of the wood here goes up and down. Theirs went across. And the problem with it going across like that is they separate. Now some of this, if you look really, 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 really closely, you will see there is a horizontal grain. It's kind of right at that point where when they cut it, you get a little bit of both in there. And that's part of the reason this happened. Right there. That happens because as it's hitting and this head is flexing back, it's popping the grain. But like I say, I knew this. It was an axe that somebody had left probably years ago, at my dad's or in his truck or something and never came back for, or he picked it up off the road. You never know with my dad. And any of you out there who knew my dad, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. So it's kind of one of those things. So that happened. So I've been everywhere trying to get Christmas presents. I've been everywhere trying to get an axe handle, bow saw blade. It's just one of those days. Didn't work. So my recommendation to you at this beautiful Christmas season, stay out of the malls, stay out of the stores. Don't waste your time. Go on Amazon, go on eBay, Bailey's Logging Supply. I'm going to check them all. I imagine I could probably use a handle from a Grand Force Brooks. I'm going to look. I'm just going to go on the internet and I'm going to look. I'm going to look up axe handles in that size range, Canadian or American made hickory or Swedish, German as well. It is what it is. Once I get one, I'll order it in. I'm going to actually probably order 2 because I'm not going to be able to hand pick them, obviously, because, well, I can't because I'm ordering them. So I am going to try and find somebody where I can phone them or deal with them in a manner that I can get them to look through and pick out what I'm looking for. With the knowledge, I want them to know that if it's not right, it's getting returned. Is it going to cost me? Of course it is. We live in a day and age where, you want anything decent, you got to live in Northern Ontario, Quebec. You can't live in Southern Ontario. Nobody carries anything. I was up in Tweed 3 weeks back, 4 weeks back, it was the first week of deer season in Ontario, and we were camping and we were hunting on the property, and went into town trying to do some work on the trailer, get some fittings for the propane. Unfortunately, the local building supplies, the 2 home hardwares, didn't have the brass fittings, but they were helpful. They gave me a direction where to go, got what I needed. It's all working now. We have a propane stove. So, long story short, they had axe handles, they had fire bricks, they had everything you need if you live in the country. I don't live in the country. Now we're working on it. We're working pretty hard on it. But I don't. I live in the GTA. It's a pain in the butt because nobody has anything. Oh, God. It's just trying to find anything. Like, you got to drive for hours north of Peterborough to get to a small hardware store that carries nuts and bolts. Used to be a great place out at Town Line and Highway 2. It was a Pro Hardware. It got sold. Last time I was in there, they had half of what they used to have, and you couldn't find anything. It's getting hard to find a real hardware store. It's getting hard to find a real lumber yard. Oshawa has one. Fairly decent. Not the best prices, obviously, because they're a real lumber yard. They get you quality. But when you need quality, that's where you want to go. But even then, what's it going to cost me to buy a piece of hickory and make my own axe handle? Which I can do. It's not that hard to do. But you got to go there, you got to pick through, made some phone calls. Basically, I got to buy a piece of wood that's going to make probably a dozen handles to get one handle out of it, because I don't need that much hickory. But that's what they got, and it's going to cost an arm and a leg. I'm not an axe handle maker. I can make one. I've done it in the past. It's not easy, but it's not hard. I've got power tools. I've got spoke shaves, draw knives. I got the things I need. I got to refurbish them, but I can do it. But again, it's going to be a pain in the butt, so it's just easier to go online and order it. And it's a sad day when that's the way to go. When Amazon can get you what you need and mail order can get you what you need better than your local store. I mean, what does that say about the society we live in, at least in the GTA, where everything you got to do, you're better off doing online and not even leaving? What does that say about our economy? How's that going to hurt people? But like anything else, nobody cares. I mean, it's just guys like me, and we're a dime a dozen. We're not even a dime a dozen. We're so rare that we don't even exist anymore. We're only here on YouTube. So that's my rant. I'm going to put up some other videos today. Going to do a review on some stuff. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. And I hope you like it. So if you did enjoy my rant, which I doubt you would, anybody who could, it's just me complaining. But if you did, thumbs up. If you want to see some more, like and subscribe. Once I get a computer up and running, or at least get a good iPad so I can do some better editing than just using my phone, I'll be getting into the comments. Please comment. I want to know what you think. I'm just an everyday guy. I just work for a living and do stuff on the weekend, and I make videos for me and for the few people like me. And if you're one of them, I hope you enjoy it. Have a good day.